Mindy here. Let's talk about this crap that your kids are wanting to eat. Enough is enough in my book. We have to stop feeding our kids fake food. If you want your kids to have health problems down the road, train their brains to eat this food. If you want them to have a better, healthier life down the road, you have to untrain them to eat this food. So I want to teach you two key concepts today that I teach. I've taught my kids, I've taught families in our practice, and if we all band together and we all go and try to teach kids these two principles, I really think that we can change the way that kids are toxifying themselves right now, okay? First principle is they need to know this is fake food. They have to know that this is not real food. So if this helps at all, this is called Roundup. And this, by the way, is my box of fake food that I teach. This has been in my closet for over a year. So this has literally been in my closet for over a year. I take this when I go and teach kids at sports centers and schools. I take my bucket of junk here and teach them this. But one thing to teach your kids is that if you're eating processed foods, it is sprayed with Roundup. Now, Roundup, when you spray it on food, is called a genetically modified food. So if it doesn't say non-GMO on the front, then your kid is getting a good dose of Roundup. Okay? So if that doesn't gross you out, I don't know what else will. But you've got to teach your kids, A, that this is a fake food. How would you know it's a fake food? So if I put this in my pantry, like this box has been in my closet for over a year, if I put this in my pantry and we all went on a 3-month vacation and I came back and I opened it up and I was excited that it was there and it still tasted the same way it did 3 months earlier, that is not a real food. If you let an apple on the counter, you wouldn't have that same problem. Okay? So the first thing you got to do is teach them that this is fake food. Now, the second piece to getting them off of this stuff is you got to really emphasize feeding them real food. So as a parent, you are training your kids' taste buds. So start cooking fresh food. In my house, we really have a ton of fruit on the countertop, and yes, it's a pain in the butt with fruits and vegetables. They're gonna go badly or they're gonna turn more quickly. So you're gonna have to go to the store a little bit more. But you, as a parent, you're training your kids to have a different taste bud when you're giving them real food. If you're throwing them out the door all the time with this kind of stuff, then you're going to train them to like fake food. So train their taste buds to like real food by giving them a bunch of real food. Teach them this is fake. Train them what real food looks like. And then, I actually have 2 more principles on that. The third principle is that you've got to tie it to something that they really love. So if you have an athletic kid, teach them this is an inflammatory food. So if your kid loves soccer and your kid has a dream to be a professional soccer player, teach them that fake food will cause more inflammation in your body and cause you to be more prone to injury. The older they get, the more they're going to understand this concept. If you have younger kids, I literally, every time I passed a McDonald's when my kids were young, every time I pointed out, I said, that place is toxic. That is poison in there. They only serve poison in there. That may sound harsh, but I never wanted my kids to happily run into McDonald's. You got to do the same thing with this. But if you have older kids, tie their nutrition to something that they love to do. So if they're an athlete, getting injured is no fun. So teach them that inflammatory foods will cause more injuries. It causes more inflammation, okay? And then the last thing in the second part of this label, of this Facebook Live, is teach them how to read a label. There are only 3 places, I don't know if you can see this, there are only 3 places that you want to look at on a label, okay? The first is the ingredients. Can you see the ingredients here? There is a ton of them. Have your children pronounce these ingredients, and if they can't pronounce it, teach them that anything you can't pronounce on a label is going to be a toxin. So don't let them, I have a rule, if you can't pronounce it, you can't eat it. That's done. That's bottom line in my household. Second thing, look at the sugar content. the American Heart Association has told us that 25 grams or more of added sugar, that's max that kids should have every day. So teach them how to read a label. This is vitamin water. Vitamin water has 31 grams of sugar in one bottle. And yes, it's vitamin water. So don't be fooled by just because they said vitamin water or they say all natural, that means nothing. So whenever my kids want something at the grocery store, and if they say, hey mom, can we have a drink? They have to bring the drink to me and they have to tell me how much sugar is in there. So that they know now. So teach your kids that, hey, if it's over 25 grams of sugar, no way. That's not even an option. So now, the third thing to look at on a label and where it gets tricky for kids and for all of us is you got to look at the serving size. So this only has one serving size. The whole bottle is 31 grams. But if you go and look at soda, you're going to see that some of the larger Cokes have like 100, you add it up and it's like 120 grams of sugar. A Frappuccino is a milkshake. This is a huge pet peeve of mine. Frappuccino is a milkshake. It's got 50, 60, 70, depending on the size, grams of sugar in it. So sugar, that's a whole nother Facebook Live, but you got to teach your kids 25 grams of sugar max, okay? So if you want to have healthy kids, you got to train their taste buds now, okay? You've got to teach them that this is fake, and I'm a pretty flexible parent, but when it comes to food, I really am strong on my values on it. I want my kids eating real food. So teach them that this is fake, train their taste buds to eat real food so that eventually their taste buds will reject this food, and teach them how to read a label. That is, if all you did is that would be a huge starting spot. So if you have any questions, leave a message in the comment section. I'll answer them. Please share this video. I am trying to get this information out to parents. It breaks my heart how many kids are getting fed this stuff every single day, and it's damaging their health, and the long-term damage is ginormous. So please, as a community, we can train our kids' taste buds differently, but it just takes repetition, it takes an awareness, and it takes a commitment to, you're not just raising a child right now, you're raising a healthy adult. So if we all do this together, we band together, we can start putting companies like this out of business. We can start getting places to stop saying vitamin water and putting 31 grams of sugar in it. It takes a collective effort. So, hope that helps. Please, in the comment section, if this is helpful, just say helpful. If you share it, let me know if you share it. I'm doing a whole series on family health this week. If there's something you're really stuck with, like I heard, I got some questions about picky eaters. I have some people that want to know about technology, so we're going to talk about smartphones and iPads. I've had some people tell me, what do you do about peer pressure? A lot of my patients have teens, so what do you do about peer pressure? I'm going to teach that all this week. But it starts with, your kid has to know what's going on in a label. They have to know this is fake food. They have to know if they want all the things they want in life will not be there waiting for them if they're putting this junk in their body all day. So, hope that helps. Have an awesome one.